Anthony. All right, Ant, thanks. We appreciate it. We're going to start by talking about the Cleveland Browns offense. It's so weird. To me, I think if there was a quarterback play caller combo that fit, it would be Jameis Winston and Kevin Stefanski. If there's another quarterback play caller combo that fit, I would think it would be Ken Dorsey and Deshaun Watson. So just on time, as Jameis Winston becomes the quarterback, Kevin Stefanski is no longer calling plays, and it's Ken Dorsey. It's the guy who's most suited to call plays for the other quarterback. Make it make sense, Jason.
I cannot make it make sense. Look, the only viable explanation that I will believe is that there are so many problems across the offense right now that Kevin feels like, and really across the entire team, special teams as well, that Kevin feels like I have to dig in and see what's going on. So many pre-snap motion penalties, so many alignment penalties, false starts, illegal motion, two guys in motion, lined up in the neutral zone, which I've never seen before on the offensive side, where I just think Kevin feels like we've got fires everywhere. I have to help try and put these out. That's the only thing that is somewhat logical.
I did see a rare breaking point for Kevin last week.
Oh, he's broken.
Well, on the field, he's always been pretty buttoned up and stoic, and you can't tell what's going on. But there, after the offensive penalty, that one that you're talking about, which was particularly inexcusable.
Cost him a touchdown momentarily.
It cost him a touchdown. He was angry for a moment, and I said that's a good thing. Like, get angry, get upset, because we're upset, and we want to know that you're upset too, and do something about it. So my thinking is maybe he decided, you know what, I can't get this done as a department head. I need to be the CEO, and he finally gave up play calling, which he said all along he likes. What does the offense look like with these two? Dorsey and
I mean,
Jameis.
We can only go up from here, right? I think this will be the week that the Cleveland Browns will actually score over 20 points.
Really?
I really think this will be the week that this happens. I think it'll look better because, you know, this is a spread offense. Dorsey's offense has been known to be a downfield attacking offense that takes big shots, and that's what Jameis Winston has done best throughout his NFL career, been a quarterback that can move the ball in chunks down the football field. I think overall, though, Jason, I think that this will be a huge energy boost for our fan base who are pretty ticked off still after last Sunday and kind of seemingly been attacked by some of the players. Yeah. And so you want to kind of serve your fan base something fresh and something new. Two things that we knew that the fans was frustrated with: Deshaun Watson at quarterback, Kevin Stefanski calling the plays.
Those are out.
So this week, you get a brand new quarterback in Jameis Winston, and you get a brand new quarterback play caller and Ken Dorsey. Hopefully it's a breath of fresh air. Hopefully it's something that kind of gives the team an energy boost and the fan base alike.
Jason, can they do that? I mean, it's on paper, it's nice to say, yeah, let's go downfield and take some chunks. Do they have the wide receivers to do that?
They have some of the slowest receivers in the league who can't create separation.
Other than that, they're great.
And outside of Amari, who's no longer here, who struggled to catch contested passes. So, and I've said this before on the YouTube show, it doesn't mean you can't win with these guys. You can. I believe you can. But you have to use them appropriately. And putting the quarterback in the pocket, patting the ball for 4 seconds on go routes is not it. Not with this group of receivers. So really, the way to do it, the personnel is designed to fit the offense they ran last year. And the offense you started to see come back last week with a couple more 13 personnel plays with 3 tight ends on the field, even 2 tight ends on the field. Now, they don't have necessarily the tight ends that they had in the past because, again, you were trying to veer toward this offense. So Harrison Bryant's not here, who wasn't great, but he was a decent backup tight end. So you're really down to Jordan Akins and David Njoku. And then if you're going to 3 tight ends, you're using an lineman as that 3rd tight end just for extra blocking. But if you run play action, if you establish the run, play action, deep shots on 3rd down, you can win with this offense. You can win with these receivers. You just can't do it on certain patterns. And unfortunately, for most of this year, they've been trying to do it on patterns that these receivers are not equipped to run. And that's not me saying that, by the way. We have all of the data now. They do an incredible job with next-gen stats. And some of these other companies, the true media companies, they can measure everything, and they can rank everything. And the Browns rank at the bottom in terms of straight speed of receivers on deep routes, creating separation, contested catches. We have all of that data, and the Browns are at the bottom in all of those categories.
Wow. Okay, it will be tough to overcome that. The one thing about Jameis Winston that I think we're all anxious to find out, what's the new and improved Jameis Winston look like? We saw it for a bit last year in New Orleans. He had success. But this is still the same guy that threw 2 interceptions a game on average for 2 years. He also threw for 4,000 yards and a lot of touchdown passes. The question is, can you keep the good and wash out the bad? The one fascinating element of all of this, Baker was a fiery leader at quarterback, and we see it now in Tampa. His guys are following him off a cliff if he goes there. We saw it here for a while. I think back to that first game against the Jets. He was a leader, and they responded. Jameis is a leader. I've talked to guys that played with him both in college and at the professional ranks, talked to media that covered him during his days at Tampa. The one thing they all assured me was, you're going to love this guy's leadership skills. His leadership skills are off the chart. We've seen that a little bit in his personality-driven interviews, but that all goes out the window if you're losing. So we'll see how that translates.
That unofficial C on his chest that he should have had from the very beginning, because when in the preseason he was the one rallying the troops. I heard that they had a players-only meeting. He was the guy who called that meeting.
Yeah.
So.
I want to see him lead a touchdown drive. That's what I want to see him lead.
After the first drive. After drive number one. After drive number one.
Watch. He goes on. They crush the Ravens, and all of a sudden, you're saying we've got a chance. All right, let's move on. And if you want to know from an X and O standpoint what to expect and what to see from Jameis Winston, there's nobody better to go to than Shaun King, our quarterback guru, breaks down some of Jameis's tape and tells us what we can expect moving forward.
I want you to watch how fundamentally sound Jameis Winston is. Right? I always talk about it, right? You got to be calm when it's chaotic. Watch the chaos that happens in the pocket. I want you to watch Jameis. He keeps both hands on the ball. He's evasive. He has functional mobility, but his eyes stay downfield. Man, look, this is really good. Roll it right here. All right, we get to the top of our drop. We step in the pocket. We don't drift left or right. We keep both hands on the ball. We're intentional with where we throw it. Bullseye, right between the 1 and the 9. Cedric Tillman, boy, you're going to look good with James. Just watch it. Stop it here. Boom. Okay, look at that. He's eyeing to the left. Both hands are on the football. His feet are under him. His balance is perfect. Okay, we get color that flashes. Roll it just a little bit. Mike, please. Watch how he steps up. 2 hands on the football, head still downfield. Now, if he had to throw the ball there, he could. Still stepping up in the pocket, keeps 2 hands on the field, gets all the way backside. Now, what most young guys do here is they run, but not Jameis. Remember, I told you he's already failed before in Tampa, right? Got some time in New Orleans, couldn't stay healthy. Don't put a ceiling on how good Jameis can be in Cleveland. That's all I'm going to say. Look at here, if you're a Cleveland fan, it might be time to get excited. Football gods, and I mean GAWDS. I know they're somewhere laughing. Baker Mayfield failed in Cleveland. Now he's balling in Tampa. Jameis Winston failed in Tampa. Could the reverse happen as well? Well, he had a couple plays at the end of this Bengals game that, boy, look, you guys are going to be excited to see. So we can roll it here. First of all, just watch how comfortable Jameis is in his pocket. In rhythm, one hitch, ball out, boom. I mean, that's how you draw it up, right? This is what it should look like. Now, granted, let's put some context. It's 21-7. Maybe since he's playing a little softer, but that's exactly what, from time to time, the quarterback previously kind of struggled with, which was anticipation and timing. And Jameis comes in, and, man, he's looking really, really good. For great players to be great, and I do think Njoku has great talent. He hasn't had great consistency. I don't know that all of that's his fault, but you got to give him an opportunity to make great things happen. And here's what I love about what Jameis does in this situation. And, I always teach quarterbacks a great throw can beat great defense 100% of the time. You just got to be willing to be intentional and be able to make the great throw and allow your talented, super talented, in this case, Njoku, pass catcher, to actually make you look good. So we rolling right here. Look, they are playing coverage here. This is what they call that picket fence coverage, guys all across the board. When Jameis lets his ball go, guess what? Njoku's not really open. And we'll pause it right here at the top. I mean, it's a lot of big Bengals back there. 3 guys kind of in the area. If we keep running it, watch right before Jameis lets it go. Njoku not looking at him. All of a sudden, here's what Jameis sees. He's got leverage to the inside. And Njoku, I met him. He's a huge human being. I'm not going to throw a low ball where he's got to go down. You remember last week, he threw the slant kind of at his waistline. No, Jameis said, I'm going to let him high point the ball. Look at the ball location and watch this. Njoku like, I'm a dog. All you got to do is let me out the cage. Well, Jameis let him out the cage. We'll see if they can continue the success. But remember, young quarterbacks, a great throw can beat great defense.
How good is he?
There's nobody better.
There really isn't. There's nobody better. I met him. He's a big. He's a dog.
It's a large human being.
Let him out of the cage. He's right. Throw it high.
I'm ready for game time right now. Now all of a sudden, I've done an about face on this Brown season because Shaun knows quarterback play. He really does. Man. And he sees that there's more than a little bit here. He seems to think, Jason, there's a lot here.
We'll see. I mean, he's got to do it more than garbage time against Cincinnati. He's going to have the opportunity in front of him, and we'll see how long the opportunity lasts. I fully believe if Dorian Thompson-Robinson was healthy, he would be under center. That's who the Browns want under center right now, and Jameis is sort of a stopgap. But if he goes out and plays well Sunday, I don't know how you take him out. He's going to keep getting opportunities.
Last year, the Browns did not want Flacco. They didn't. It was clear. They had multiple opportunities to bring him in. No. We kept saying, what are they waiting on? They finally brought him in. What did he do? He balled out.
Tore it up.
So if it's the Browns' instinct that they want DTR, Jameis is the best.
Maybe this is a full circle moment. You know, my first ever show was with you two gentlemen, right?
It was.
My first show, or the show after Joe Flacco's first game, was with you two gentlemen.
Wow.
Right? I just did an entire about face. Remember when I said we was going wacko for Flacco, we was going to win 5 straight?
Yeah.
I'm riding with 5. I am going to ride with 5.
4's out the door.
4's out the door. We're going to ride with 5.
I kind of like that. That sounds like a bumper sticker.
We're going to ride with 5.
You know, hey, if you thought this city embraced Joe Flacco, if Jameis Winston comes in and does the same thing, we're more thirsty now.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We know that Deshaun isn't going to be the answer here. We definitively know that. And so now, if 5 can come in and save the day, Jameis, you could run for mayor. You could run for mayor.